The Galactic Assembly had seen wars before, countless wars fought with fleets and fire, treaties broken and rewritten, civilizations erased and forgotten, yet none of them expected the human delegation to be so calm when they finally spoke. The chamber was vast, a ring of light and gravity holding representatives from 1,000 species, all murmuring as the hologram of the human envoy stabilized. He did not raise his voice, did not threaten with rage or fury. Instead, he simply stated the truth. "You have crossed our final line," the envoy said, eyes steady, hands still. "We warned you, we negotiated, we endured your provocations, you chose war, then face complete annihilation." Laughter rippled through the chamber, sharp and cruel. Humans were new, young, fragile compared to empires that had burned stars for fuel. The Karth Dominion in particular found the declaration amusing, their fleets already mobilized, their admirals confident. They had bombarded human colonies, enslaved frontier worlds, and expected surrender. What they did not understand was that humanity had not been idle during centuries of so-called peace. Humans studied every battle ever fought, not just their own, but those of every species they encountered. They learned patience, deception, escalation, and restraint. The warning was not emotional, it was procedural. Across human space, systems went dark by design, fleets slipped from known coordinates, and weapons long dismissed as theoretical were quietly armed. The galaxy mistook silence for weakness. The Karth Armada crossed into human territory, banners raised, cannons primed, expecting a quick victory. Instead, they encountered nothing. No resistance, no defense lines, no response at all. Confident and arrogant, they advanced deeper, unaware that every movement was tracked, every formation logged, every weakness mapped. The warning echoed across secure human channels. Phase 1 complete. The first human response did not come as a battle. It came as disappearance. 3 Karth supply fleets vanished within minutes. No debris, no signals, no survivors. The galaxy blamed malfunction, sabotage, coincidence. Then a 4th fleet vanished. Human weapons did not burn or explode. They erased, folding localized space inward until ships ceased to exist. When the Karth demanded answers, humanity replied by broadcasting a single message across open channels. "This is restraint." Panic spread through the outer systems. Smaller powers withdrew support from the Karth, suddenly remembering old human treaties they had ignored. The Karth retaliated with fury, glassing a human world, celebrating the destruction as proof of superiority. They did not realize the world was already evacuated, its population hidden beneath oceans or relocated beyond known space. Human doctrine did not revolve around territory, it revolved around survival and consequence. The second answer came when Karth starbases began failing, reactors shutting down simultaneously across dozens of systems. No explosions, no warning, just silence and cold. Billions were stranded, fleets without command, empires without coordination. The humans addressed the assembly again. "You are witnessing escalation control," the Env said calmly. "Cease hostilities now." The Karth refused, pride demanding blood. They activated their Doomsday Protocol, a weapon designed to fracture a star and wipe out everything nearby. Human analysts had predicted this decades ago. Before the Karth could fire, their command sun simply dimmed. A star turned inert, gravitationally stable but lifeless. The galaxy finally understood that humanity was not matching force with force. They were rewriting the rules. Entire civilizations began to surrender preemptively. Trade routes shut down, alliances dissolved overnight. Every species remembered the warning they had dismissed. Human fleets finally revealed themselves, not in massive armadas, but as precision strike groups appearing exactly where needed. They did not conquer, they neutralized. The Karth homeworld watched their sky fill with unfamiliar constellations as human constructs unfolded above the atmosphere. These were not weapons in the traditional sense, they were containment systems. Humanity did not seek revenge, it sought permanence. The envoy addressed the Karth directly, bypassing the assembly. This is your final chance. The Karth leadership attempted a last strike, launching every remaining ship in a desperate charge. They never reached orbit. Human defense fields converted kinetic energy into harmless light, painting the sky with colors that terrified observers would later call the end of an empire. Cities remained intact, populations unharmed. The leaders, however, were taken, isolated in stasis fields where time barely moved. Human justice was not swift, it was eternal. Across the galaxy, the phrase complete annihilation took on new meaning. It did not always mean death. Sometimes it meant the annihilation of power, of influence, of the future you believed was guaranteed. Human historians recorded the war as brief, decisive, and necessary. Other species recorded it as a lesson written in fear. When the war ended, the galaxy waited for humanity to claim dominion. They did not. Instead, human fleets withdrew to the edges of known space, leaving behind monitoring beacons and open communication channels. The assembly reconvened, this time in near silence. The human envoy spoke once more. "We do not desire rule," he said. "We desire stability." New laws were proposed, not enforced by threat but backed by proof. No species challenged them. The ruins of the Karth Dominion stood as a monument visible from hyperspace lanes, untouched, unrepaired, a reminder. Humanity released classified data showing that what the galaxy had seen was only a fraction of their capability. Not as a threat, but as transparency. Fear stabilized into respect. Trade resumed under new terms, slavery was outlawed universally, border conflicts dropped to historic lows. The warning had reshaped civilization. Generations later, young species would ask elders why humans were treated with such care. The answer was always the same. They warned us. Human schools taught the war not as a triumph, but as a failure of diplomacy. A reminder of the cost of being ignored. The phrase "you choose war, then face complete annihilation" was carved into no monument, printed on no banner. It lived only in memory. Because humanity did not need reminders of its strength. The galaxy did. And so the stars remained quiet, not because peace was easy, but because everyone remembered what happened the last time humanity was forced to finish a sentence.